Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So much stuff to get to. We've got 15 minutes of sheer solid entertainment jam-packed into 2 solid hours.
And on a holiday, too.
Yeah.
Hashtag Pat Gray New Year is what it is.
That's true.
That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
Okay, so Israel is preparing for its... in fact, did they have their third... No, it's...
Yeah, they had it.
They just had it, didn't they? Again, their third election in less than a year.
They got nothing else going on.
And apparently Netanyahu won that one too. But does he have enough to put together a government? I don't know. Why don't you vote on that? Why don't you vote on who?
It looked like he was getting a majority. Yeah, it looked like it was going to work out last I checked.
It is going to work out this time?
That's the last thing I saw. I didn't know we were going to leave with that, so I haven't looked at an update in a while.
I'm just teasing that, so you can look it up
Oh,
later.
cool. Oh, excellent. I have time.
Right.
Nice.
Also, according to TMZ, Bernie Sanders over the weekend took not 1 or 2 private jets, 3 private jets to get to one of his campaign events, which is great because he's all over the climate change situation, and certainly 3 private jets in one trip helps that a lot. It really does. We'll talk about what the government can legally do to contain the spread of the coronavirus. We'll get into that. Also, another actor has been accused of rape from 37 years ago and categorically denies it. Timothy Hutton, we'll get into that. Chris Matthews has retired. And, of course, today is Super Tuesday. So it looks like Bernie's in the lead in most of these states, and they expect him to win most of them, which will keep his momentum going. And this short-lived Joe-mentum might be over after today. We'll get into all that and much more. First, let me tell you about Ruff Greens. Did you know that dried dog food needs to have a 2 to 3 year shelf life? So it has to last a long time. That's why when they manufacture the dog food, they sterilize it, and it kills all the healthy living things in it, like the probiotics and enzymes and vitamins and all of that healthy microbacteria. So if you have a dog and you really care about your dog, and maybe your dog or puppy has gotten a little sluggish over time, this is where Ruff Greens VitaSmart comes in. First of all, Ruff Greens VitaSmart is not a dog food. It's a healthy supplement that puts back into your dog's food all of the live nutrients that are necessary for him to have a really healthy life. So it doesn't matter what you feed your dog as far as food is concerned, the most expensive stuff, or you just make your own at home. This makes your dog's food better. Take the Ruff Greens 14-day Jumpstart Challenge today for just $14.95 and see the difference in your dog in 14 days or less. $14.95 if you want your dog to thrive again. Just go to ruffgreens.com/blaze. That's RUFF greens.com/blaze.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so tonight, the coverage, live coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Blaze TV for Super Tuesday. On Blaze TV, go to blazetv.com, Blaze TV YouTube, the Blaze Facebook page, Glenn, Stu, so many of your favorite Blaze TV personalities, Dave Rubin, Chad Prather, Steve Dace, John Miller, Sarah Gonzalez, Elijah Schaefer, with special appearances by Ben Shapiro and Bill O'Reilly. Use the promo code SUPER to get $20 off when you subscribe. So go to theBlazeTV.com/super. That's good through Friday. BlazeTV.com/super.
Super.
One person who will not be in on the coverage, the Blaze TV's or anybody else's, including MSNBC's coverage, Chris Matthews.
Oh, no.
As we speculated yesterday, sure enough, he's done. But apparently they gave him some deal because he's been there for 23 years. They said, okay, you can come back and say goodbye.
Aww.
I'm guessing that's what happened.
Yeah.
Here is his announcement.
Let me start with my headline tonight.
I'm retiring. This is the last Hardball on MSNBC, and obviously, this isn't for lack of interest in politics. As you can tell, I've loved every minute of my 20 years as host of Hardball. Every morning I read the papers, and I'm gung-ho to get to work. Not many people have had this privilege. I love working with my producers and the discussions we have over how to report the news. And I love having this connection with you, the good people who watch. I've learned who you are, bumping into you on the sidewalk or waiting at an airport and saying hello. You're like me. I hear it from your kids and grandchildren who say, my dad loves you, or my grandmother loves you, or my husband watched it till the end. Well, after a conversation with MSNBC, I decided tonight will be my last Hardball. So let me tell you why.
Pause it for a second. Okay.
He decided.
That is a strange sentence right there. So after a conversation with MSNBC, which means they called him in, they said, Chris, you're done. You're done. Well, can I have one more time? Can I at least say goodbye? One more show to say goodbye? And they decided, all right, you can come by. You can come back, and we'll give you 2 minutes to wrap things up. And so that's what's going on here. Wow.
This is awkward, man.
Really awkward. Really, kind of sad. I mean, as bad as he's been over the years, it's still kind of sad to see somebody get slapped down this abruptly and this quickly. But it continued.
Generations out there are ready to take the reins. We see them in politics, in the media, in fighting for their causes. They are improving the workplace. We're talking here about better standards than we grew up with, fair standards. A lot of it has to do with how we talk to each other. Compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay. We're never okay. Not then and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm very proud of the work I've done here. Long before I went on television, I worked for years in politics, was a newspaper columnist and author. I'm working on another book. I'll continue to write and talk about politics and cheer on my producers and crew here in Washington and New York and my MSNBC colleagues. They will continue to produce great journalism in the years ahead. And for those of you who have gotten into the habit of watching Hardball every night, I hope you're going to miss me because I'm going to miss you. But remembering Humphrey Bogart and Casablanca, we'll always have Hardball.
What?
So let's not say
I don't
goodbye,
remember that line, but
till we meet again.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So there he goes, off into the sunset. When they came back they went into commercial, they come back, he's gone.
Bye.
That quickly. So all they let him do was say goodbye and
But
get
you're
out.
absolutely right. Missing was the gratuitous Tip O'Neill mention.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't throw in Tip.
I'm disappointed, quite frankly.
I mean, you can always count on him for a Tip O'Neill reference, can't you?
I thought so.
I thought so.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, you know the world's coming to an end when he doesn't mention Tip O'Neill, especially in his eulogy there. He eulogized himself and didn't mention Tip O'Neill? Huh, all right. Another interesting comment there about how inappropriate things can't be said to women. It seemed like they weren't wrong, but they've always been wrong. You know, that obligatory stuff that you have to do for the Me Too movement. And so obviously he was forced out over things he said to women. Sure sounds that way to me. I don't know what those things were. I think we read one or two of them yesterday. But he was kind of, all around the topic. It didn't seem to be something directly, and even the so-called victim of the harassment said it clearly doesn't rise to illegal sexual harassment. She even said so. So I don't know. Maybe he's done things that are worse than that. Maybe they're going to be kept under wraps now, and he won't have to go through it all.
Well, they've wanted him out for a while now, especially with the, and I say a while, last couple of weeks, since he made that reference to Bernie Sanders upsetting
Which
the
is
MSNBC
ridiculous.
base. And
yeah,
and you
that's
notice
true.
All of the people that he referenced about, I've met you on the streets and all this stuff. They were all old people. They were like my grandmother, my husband right up until the end when he died. And then,
in fact, I think you might have killed him with your stupid comments.
So I think that Chris Matthews' Hardball demographic, remembers when Casablanca was released.
Yes.
So they knew the reference.
Right.
And then B, I think that demographic is probably over 85. 85 plus is a number.
I think the better reference might have been Gone with the Wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn that you're leaving. 'Cause, we haven't watched you in a long time. So
yeah, there you go.
But you don't want to dance on somebody's grave.
No.
Even their employment grave. That's not nice. 888-933-93. We also have some really big news in the big Democrat campaign to see who their nominee is going to be. Yesterday, we told you about Pete Buttigieg dropping out. Amy Klobuchar dropped out. Who was was she the most recent?
Yeah, so that happened
she was
yesterday.
the most recent, right?
Yeah, and then she immediately endorsed Joe Biden, as has Buttigieg.
Wow.
So Klobuchar and Buttigieg.
And who's the other one?
Aiming for the vice
Steyer
president.
is the one who hasn't endorsed Biden, right? As far as we know.
So, yeah.
I don't think Steyer.
No, but Joe Biden picked up a huge endorsement yesterday. We'll get to that.
That's
that's
he did.
big.
Yes, he did.
Uh-huh.
In fact, let's get this out there because this might change our listeners' minds. You might want to go with Biden now because here's who endorsed him yesterday.
Joe and Jill,
Yeah.
right? We're going to take them to a world-class meal tonight. There's a Whataburger less than half a mile from here.
Beto, overrated like you, I might add.
Right.
Whataburger.
But first,
What?
make
Beto?
this one promise.
Oh, he's got a microphone.
Make this one promise.
Okay.
You.
I'm
getting Whataburger orders shouted from behind me, okay?
He's still wearing that blue shirt.
Your
by the way.
family, your friends, your neighbors, your classmates, your colleagues, every single one of us is going to get after it and vote tomorrow. Are you with me?
Are you with him? You're not
Are you with Joe?
Nope.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, el próximo presidente de los Estados Unidos, Joe Biden. Let's do it for Joe.
Pandering to the very end.
Clear.
Still his pandering.
I'm going to guarantee you this is not last year's scene of this guy.
What?
You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm
Yeah.
counting on you. I'm counting on you.
All right. He's counting on you. You're the one who's gonna play guitar at my campaign rallies. 'Cause, the guitar stylings of Beto O'Rourke can't be matched.
Oh.
It's just that simple.
Oh no.
Yes. And he's gonna take care of the gun problem.
I heard that.
That's great.
Oh boy. It just feels like a big rush to be number 2 on the Joe Biden ticket yesterday between Buttigieg, Klobuchar, and Beto. Please pick me.
You think this is they're angling to be vice president?
Without question. Because they almost...
Beto makes more sense than some because, it's Texas. It's Texas. Maybe he carries Texas with, he might be thinking, which I don't think would happen. But I would hope he wouldn't carry Texas. But just to remind you of why Joe wants Beto to take care of the gun problem for him.
Watching and reading the reactions of my fellow Americans to this tragedy in the Permian Basin in West Texas, a month removed from what happened in El Paso, where we lost 22 lives. And Rabbi Latz came up on my Twitter feed, and he said, profanity is not the F-bomb. What is profane is a 17-month-old baby being shot in the face. What is profane is losing the life of a high school student in that shooting yesterday who will not be returning to school tomorrow. What is profane is 40,000 gun violence deaths in this country.
And what is profane is blaming it on the gun rather than the individual shooting the gun. Just pathetic. And he was as bad as anybody's ever been on the gun issue.
How do you address the fears that the government is going to take away those assault rifles, as you call them, if you're talking about buybacks and banning?
Yeah. So I want to be really clear.
Okay, do it.
That's exactly what we're going to do. Americans who own AR-15s, AK-47s, will have to sell them to the government. We're not going to allow them to stay on our streets, to show up in our communities, to be used against us in our synagogues, our churches, our mosques, our Walmarts, our public places.
Wow. And then, of course, there was the, hell yes, I'm going to take your AR-15. Okay, so Joe Biden would tap him as, I don't know what, the gun czar?
So wait, you think that guy on the ticket's going to help Biden carry Texas against Trump?
No, he was fairly popular for a while in Texas. I don't know. Actually, I don't think any Democrat's going to carry Texas, but He might have a shot. He might be thinking
that's his best shot.
That he has a shot to get Texas.
Well.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden is out screwing up more campaign rhetoric.
This is not.
Every time he opens his mouth.
This is not good at all.
I mean, it seems like it's literally every time he opens his mouth.
Every speech.
Something bad happens. I don't know what the deal is.
This one is one of the crown jewels here. This one today.
Here he is talking about the Declaration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
There it is.
What?
There it is. I mean, there is a lot. In 7 seconds, there's a lot there.
He couldn't say all men are created equal.
Well, you can't insinuate if you're running for the Democratic Party nomination. You can't insinuate that there's a creator. So he stumbled into that one. Yeah. Play it again here. Watch this. There's a lot going on here.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Okay.
All men and women created by
thing.
Okay,
so he's trying to get women in there.
Right.
Okay. Then he screws
realizes he can't say God.
Yeah, he can't do a creator there. And then he's just like, you know it.
You know it.
Y'all do it. Y'all finish it.
Wow. One more time, at least. Play that again.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Okay.
All men and women created by
you know the thing. All men and women created by the you know the thing. What? You can't so much as quote the Declaration of Independence. And you're right. He obviously, part of it is that I don't think he could remember the phrase, but the other part is he was self-editing because of the people he's in front of.
But you know the thing.
Right? Whatever that thing is.
You don't need me to tell you.
I don't know. Somebody once said something about something, and men and women. I don't know what it was.
That was the Joe Biden walk us through the Declaration of Independence moment there.
Gosh.
that was
wow.
Oh boy.
That's stunning.
Hashtag you know the thing.
We should get that to trend today.
Hashtag you know the thing.
You know the thing.
So come up with famous. Let's pick famous quotes to just screw up and finish it with hashtag you know the thing.
All right. Let me take 60 seconds and tell you about Patriot Mobile. Mainstream media, big tech companies, Facebook, Twitter, and of course the big mobile companies are all in bed with the left. So we need to support companies who stand with us. Patriot Mobile is the only one. They're the only cell phone company that donates a portion of your monthly bill to organizations that fight for the values in which you believe. I mean, when you look at the donors list on the top candidates, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, you're gonna see AT&T all over them. Sometimes at the very top, sometimes in the top 5, sometimes the top 10, but they're everywhere. And they have no problem donating to Planned Parenthood and causes that encourage illegal immigration. Well, starting at $25 a month, you could support a company that believes like you do. Patriot Mobile. Their plans come with unlimited talk, text, and the same reliable nationwide service you could get elsewhere. And it's not a hassle at all to switch. I know you think, I would do that, but I don't, that's too hard. No, you just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat. Get free activation when you use the offer code Pat. Plus, you'll get a free gift as well when you open a new line. Or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. So go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
All right, so we'll see if that big Beto endorsement that I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. We'll see if that pushes him over the edge today.
Did he skateboard onto the stage? Because if not, then
I don't know. That would have been really cool, though, right?
Disappointing if
he did say there was a Whataburger nearby, so maybe he saved that for when he got to a Whataburger.
My goodness. What an embarrassment.
Oh, he's pandering with the Whataburger crowd. He's pandering with the Spanish-speaking. He's just so... Irritating.
And still with that one blue shirt.
Yeah. What is that?
I mean, he's had time to...
Dude.
He's had a lot of time to go shopping for a new wardrobe.
Your
Just saying.
father-in-law's a billionaire.
Right.
Ask him to, maybe give you a new shirt for Father's Day.
Yeah, Christmas is past. I mean, you could have gotten one then, but guess you forgot to put that on the list. Man, he's just a mess still. But boy, he's excited to hold a microphone again. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was really excited.
Well, he was born for this, Keith. I don't know if you're aware of that.
That's right.
He was born for this.
Boy, at least his dog got a reprieve last night. Didn't have to worry about Beto sitting around the house depressing that poor pooch. Every picture, every photograph of Beto with that dog looks so sad. And got a reprieve last night because Beto was in Dallas across the other side of the state.
Bernie thinks he's going to win Texas.
Oh, I've got numbers. And yeah.
For Texas?
Yeah, so I was reading an article, and it talked about how it was going to be a big night for Bernie, right? Electoral speaking.
Okay.
Well, I just went through the top 7 states as far as Democrat electoral delegates go.
Yeah.
So let's do Texas right now. The latest polling. Here we go. Bernie Sanders 28, Joe Biden 25, and then Bloomberg 16. That is for 228 delegates in the state.
Is winner take all, or is that a split?
Remember, you have to get above 50% or something. And
it's a complicated formula, but
really stupid.
It could be winner take all, but it's not going to be because he's not going to get to 50%.
Right. Okay, so I skipped California, 416.
416.
Where Biden leads.
Biden is leading California?
27-18 over Bernie.
I had heard Bernie virtually had California wrapped up.
That's what I heard. So I don't know what the heck I'm looking at.
Wow.
And I'll go back to what I had, what tab I had up here. That threw me too.
Yeah.
Because I made my predictions based off of some other information. And this one is, what is it? Texas, California. I'm at 538 looking at this, by the way.
If he can win California.
Oh, wait. Boy, I am really dumb. I always do this. Yeah, Bernie's up. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So you got us excited.
I lead with my mistakes. You're right. 31-21. Right. So now I'm wondering what the heck I wrote down 27-18 for. So anyway, Bernie does have California. I'm sorry for that. So that's going to be his. I really don't know.
Changes everything if Biden wins California.
Yeah,
he's
please.
not going to.
I apologize. Virginia is 99. Biden's up big there. It's really close in Georgia. Biden and Sanders are neck and neck there. Yeah. So,
that's in the South where he's supposed to be so strong.
I know. But he is very strong in North Carolina above Sanders. So Biden's got North Carolina looking good. Up in Massachusetts, Sanders is at 24%, Warren 21%, Biden 18%. So Warren is a little blip there, Massachusetts.
She'll probably be one of the next to go.
She has to
Maybe
be, right?
the next.
And then she has to endorse Bernie because it's a crowded train trying to get on board with Biden over there.
Yep.
Colorado, Bernie is up big there over Biden as well. So,
Colorado. Wow.
I don't know where Biden leads 27-18, but it ain't California.
I wish it was. I wish it were. I wish it were California.
Sorry,
nope.
I partied too hard last night on New Year's Eve. So my apologies for that. And
wasn't New Year's Eve last night.
He's not going to play, y'all. So you can keep playing, but he's not going to play. We've decorated the room, as you can see. We're decked out here. We've got our horns. We've got our lights. I want to thank Pat Head Michelle McDermott for sending us a box full of goodies. So happy Pat Gray New Year, which is also something we need to get trending on the Twitter.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to get me a beer.
Or some champagne.
Again, this is because January 2nd, I said... I hate it when people are wishing Happy New Year months afterwards.
And when you tell this audience...
I don't want to hear Happy New Year on March 3rd. So that's...
When you tell this audience something that you hate, then of course you're going to hear...
automatically do it. So, spurred on by you, of course.
A lot of times...
2 months.
Sure. The year of the rat, right? Typically happens, right? We get the year of the pig. And I think Nikki... the
year of the Sour Patch Kids.
TV Rob's down the hall. His wife suggested this be the year of the Sour Patch Kid. For the Pat Gray New Year.
I like that.
And I'm fully on board.
That part I'm on board with as well. Every year should be the year of the Sour Patch Kids. They're delicious.
Every day. Actually, every hour. All right. Supplies running low.
Let's go to Chris in Missouri. Hey, Chris, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I was just I've got some numbers for Joe Biden's 150 million gun deaths.
Oh, okay.
If that holds true, then you have a 1 in 6 chance in that time frame of getting killed by gunfire. Which
Wow.
is the same as McDonald's winning a free drink or free fry when they did the Monopoly game.
It's even more than that. The Monopoly game was rigged.
And then also I wanted to wish you a...
Yes? Uh-huh.
Cut me off.
No, I didn't.
What? Whoa.
We did not cut you off. That was weird. We'll have to dump that part because
that was weird.
He thought we cut him off. We did
Yeah.
not cut him off. I was waiting for the Happy New Year. I knew it was coming, and
obviously not a Patriot Mobile cell phone user. Probably
No.
Sprint with his cell signal must have thought that you had hung up on him. But you don't hang up on people, so that's
right.
That's always going to be on you. When
No,
you
I
call.
was I was perfectly happy to hear his Happy New Year wish.
Wow.
So, Chris, that wasn't us, man. I don't know what happened there, but we did not cut you off.
No, he was not happy about that.
I don't think so. I wasn't being a bastard then.
No, you weren't.
No, I was not.
You were improperly accused of being such.
Yes, he bore false witness against me there, didn't he?
When the dust settles tonight in the 14 states in one territory, I still haven't even figured out which territory is voting. Do we know? Because I really care.
Is it Samoa?
American
Samoa.
Samoa.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if numbers are in yet for that. Where are they located? Way out in the Pacific, right?
Yeah, they're way out there.
Samoa results. Yeah, because it's I think it's already tomorrow there. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, so what do you think the landscape's going to look like? Is it going to be over? Are we going to still take this all the way to Milwaukee?
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah, if Bernie wins all the states that they're talking about, it's going to effectively be over. I don't know how Biden even has. Because his funds are going to be cut off. Nobody's going to donate to him when they find out that he can't win this thing. I don't know where he goes from here. And certainly Elizabeth Warren has to drop out, right? She's got to drop out and hope that somebody picks her as the VP.
Yeah, what is her political future? Because I don't know. I don't see her as a vice president.
No way. I don't either. She's not strong enough. I don't think she brings anything to the table, and I don't think she's very well liked. She had her 15 minutes for a while because she had all these, I have a plan for that. I have a plan for that too. I've got a plan for that. And people liked that because nobody else had any specifics on what they were going to do. But as soon as everybody else started talking about their policies, she just tanked. Mm-hmm. And she's never come back.
Yeah,
so
the second she had to give a few details. I can't find results or anything like that as my New Year's hat falls off into my face. You missed that one, camera guy. Look at that.
Look at that.
Kind of dangling there. I did see that a Samoan chief endorsed Mike Bloomberg. So he's got that going for him. Bloomberg,
Samoan chief.
Yes, I was doing a news search, and I see the headline that Samoan chief endorses Bloomberg for president.
Does he have a lot of clout in American Samoa?
You're talking about
Do we know?
American Samoan chief Falagija Nina Tuaglaude? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well,
yes, that's who I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was a delegate for Obama at the 2008 Democratic National Convention. And anyway, he believes in Bloomberg's message of change for the people of American Samoa. So there you go. I don't know if that's going to help him carry American Samoa. But my goodness, that's a big get for.
Yeah, I love the Biden campaign. They've got a section on him. Strong leaders are endorsing Mike Bloomberg. Like
I'm sorry. American Samoan chief Falagija Nina Tuaglaude.
Yes, like him. Those are some of the strong leaders.
I mean, that's a lot of vowels there. 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah,
4,
it's
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It's going to be
12,
in the
13,
South Pacific.
14.
Wow.
Yeah.
888-933.
I think the thing's playing over there. You're playing
Is
some
it?
music on your.
think
You got
it
another
is.
pop-up ad there. Welcome to CNN.com. Am I right?
Yes, actually.
Yes. It strikes
Yes.
again. I hate
Bastards. No, they're bastards.
There you go.
That should not happen. All right. Back with more Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat, I've made a lot of mistakes this morning. I got the California polling wrong. I also got the time in Guam. So, I'm sorry, in American Samoa. I was thinking Guam, and because they're on the other side of the international date line, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, you're still sleeping if you're in American Samoa. So my apologies if you thought you had missed your chance to vote. Okay.
And I'm sure we've got, a huge following in American Samoa.
Well, the Pat Gray
sure we do.
Unleashed experience.
Yeah, it's spread all over the globe.
Well, it's really big in American Samoa.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter from Nations Under. It's the year of the Pat on the Chinese New Year calendar, brought to you by Corona. Hashtag Pat Gray New Year. Putin on a Ritz tweets, so excited for the beginning of this Pat Gray Unleashed New Year, especially since all of my regular year resolutions have gone to hell.
Oh, no.
I'm giving up Twitter. Oh, shoot, already broke that one.
Wait.
Oh, well, there's always next year. Yeah, since, the thing is,
good luck
tweeting on Twitter.
Yeah, I see there's a tweet. It's kind of inferred. You know the thing.
Constitutional Pathead tweets, my work is calling incessantly, but I don't work on New Year's Day. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Right? Ooh.
From the real 5309 Jenny. Happy bleeping New Year to you, Pat Gray, another guy. Hashtag Patheads are partying all day.
Yeah.
Vincent Wozni, happy Pat Gray New Year. Are you going to kiss Jeffy or Keith? No. I'd call, but I listen live at work.
No, he's not. No.
No, I'm not.
No.
There will be none of that.
No, sir.
Only because of the coronavirus problem. And I'm sick with something right now anyway. I think it is the coronavirus.
Wait, time out.
Yeah.
Only because?
Only because. Otherwise, we'd make it out like crazy at midnight. Nick Ryan tweets, they probably ended Chris Matthews' show so they could rein in the new year on a fresh start. I think he means ring in the new year.
Okay.
On a fresh start.
All right, yeah.
But he put rain.
Okay.
Rodney in Virginia. One small step for man, woman. One leap, giant man. You know the thing.
Hashtag you know the thing.
That Joe Biden thing. Yeah. We got to play that again. It is just too good. This is just.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yeah.
All men and women created by. You know the thing.
I can't get enough of that. I can't get enough of that.
Hashtag you know the thing. Let's get it going. Like for example, my example, which isn't going to be nearly as good as the ones you guys come up with. I just put 2 + 2 = carry the one. Hashtag you know the thing. ... at Joe Biden. So you want to tag Joe Biden in addition to using the hashtag you know the thing.
Well, you know the thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thing. So what that thing? Some people call it. It just takes too long to call it the Declaration of Independence. You know the thing. You know the thing. One more time, play it at least here. One more time from Joe Biden.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Created by the thing.
Go, you know the thing. Trevor tweeted out life, liberty, and you know the thing.
Seriously, he's checked out. He is seriously checked out. I don't know how you vote for him because he's in trouble.
Right there, that guy right there is the Democrats' best hope at stopping
a socialist,
complete, total socialist takeover of the Democrat Party.
Yeah,
good luck.
That's frightening. I mean, again, and we've said this a million times, but it bears repeating. The Democrats have become so extreme and so radical that you can't recognize the party at all anymore. If you're just a rank and file Democrat in the middle of the country and you're seeing what's going on here, where you've got a guy who perhaps, maybe, in all sadness and seriousness, may have dementia. And then you've got a socialist, on the other hand. And then you've got a female socialist who doesn't proclaim to be one, but she obviously is. She has the same policies as the socialist, if not even more extreme. So
if it's March 3rd, I think this year election day is going to be on November 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is, yeah.
So we're 8 months.
Exactly.
Let's just say that they do end up with Biden. And let's say that his mind continues to deteriorate. 8 months from now? That's an eternity.
Uh-huh.
So he
could go downhill even more.
Right. You're either going to have a full-fledged socialist going up against Donald Trump, or a guy whose mental faculties are slipping away every day.
Yeah.
So anyhow, today's the big day, Super Tuesday. Blaze TV will have special coverage tonight, and we'll see how this thing shakes loose with 14 states and a territory going to the polls. A lot of delegates up for grabs.
Yeah. Really amazing. Just amazing. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We were telling you about the Olympics now being invaded by the trans problem. A transgender woman was trying out for the women's Olympic team. She didn't make it. He didn't make it. A biological male identifying as a woman will not be a part of the U.S. Olympic women's marathon team this summer.
So glad.
The U.S. Olympic marathon trials were held over the weekend on a windy Saturday in Atlanta, and while the 3 men and 3 women who will represent the United States have been chosen, the first transgender athlete to compete in the trials didn't make the cut. Last month, news broke that Megan Youngren, biological male who identifies as female, had become the first openly transgender athlete to qualify for the U.S. Olympic marathon trials. The Sports Illustrated coverage of the athlete's story notes Youngren started taking hormones in 2011 and publicly came out as transgender in 2012. According to ESPN, though, Youngren came in behind 229 biological women in 230th place.
Not even close.
Wow.
I love it.
With a marathon time of 2 hours, 50 minutes, 27 seconds, the women's field for the trial race consisted of 390 Olympic hopefuls. So not even in the ballpark. There will not be a trans person on the Olympic team this year. Now, what would have been really rough is if that person would have won, and then how is that fair to everybody? What kind of outcry, what kind of backlash would you have from the rest of the world?
I mean, and that's just one sport.
Yeah.
In one Olympics.
Right.
This is going to continue to go until it's cracked down upon. And, of course, it won't be in this culture.
It's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. In fact, it's already worse than that. When we're involving children in all this stuff.
Oh, no.
Somebody's going to have to explain why this is necessary. At the libraries, in schools, and we have this video of a 9-year-old girl.
And this is disturbing. It truly is.
Sitting in what looks like a classroom.
Yeah, no, it looks like a restaurant to me.
Oh, it's a restaurant?
Because there's a bunch of adults around.
Oh, yeah, right. It does look like a restaurant.
I don't know what event this is, but it's a room full of complicit adults in child abuse.
This is crazy. She's 9 years old, and she gets a drag queen lap dance, essentially.
Effectively, yeah. Look at this.
I mean, what are you doing?
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's her birthday. I don't care what the context is. It is grotesque, and it's a society falling apart before our very eyes. And the
adults are just
egging her on
like a bunch of lemmings, just playing along with it.
That sweet innocent child.
Look at that.
Sitting there.
I don't understand. Why would you do that? It's so weird. That is really strange. We've completely lost our minds here.
Yep.
Man.
That poor little girl will be in therapy in
jeez.
5-10 minutes from now.
Oof. Also, school closes their gender neutral bathroom.
Whoa, why? That seems hateful.
They closed their gender neutral bathroom.
They had a gender neutral bathroom.
And they closed it.
And they
Yeah, because of
we're regressing.
A sexual assault that happened in it, which we warned about in the first place.
Sure did.
No, that'll never happen. What are you talking about? Why do you hate? You're a bigot. Okay. Wisconsin High School has closed its gender-neutral bathroom after an 18-year-old student was arrested for 4th-degree sexual assault, child enticement, and exposing his genitals to a child inside the facility. Austin Sauer, a student at Rhinelander High School, was arrested last week. As per Wisconsin law, a 4th-degree sexual assault, which is what happened, involves non-penetrative sexual contact with a person without his or her consent. So obviously just the exposure.
Okay.
Exposed himself.
Bad enough.
Media reports have not identified the sex of the minor victim, but the child is likely a girl. Yeah, okay. So Captain Terry Hook from the sheriff's office said that the gender-neutral bathroom has now been closed and that the school hadn't sent a message to parents because it was an isolated incident.
What?
And the student's been removed from school.
Didn't tell the parents? Oh, my goodness.
How would you tell the parents? Big deal.
I mean, it was one sexual assault in one bathroom.
Whatever.
It's like the far end of the school. It's down near the gym. Like, hardly anyone ever goes down there or whatever.
Come on. These are all the things we said were going to happen.
Yeah.
And we were told we're haters and we're ridiculous and you're conspiracy theorists and you're making up stories that are just so unlikely. Why is that unlikely? It happens every day.
Wow.
It happens every day with heteros, with homosexuals. I mean, there are demented people of every stripe.
Mm-hmm.
And demented people are going to take advantage of these things you're offering them. Why wouldn't they? Are you kidding me? These freaks and perverts are not going to take advantage of the ability to go into a bathroom with a bunch of women when they can just say, well, I identify as a woman. I had every right to be in there. I didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, sir. Thank you for shopping Target.
Right. And it is shameful, though, that at the end of the day, the school chose to side with hate and close down that bathroom.
They sided with hate.
Yeah.
It's a really good point, Keith.
So that's a shame to see that.
You should close the whole school and maybe even the whole district.
You know what?
Shut it down.
While we're at it, let's just be safe and close down every public school.
Yeah.
What you say?
I say that would be a good start, actually, toward healing this country.
It sure would be. Oh.
If everybody had to homeschool or do it online or whatever, you'd be a lot better off.
Would we? Because I just saw a video of a room full of adults that would be prospective teachers rooting on a transgender striptease for a 9-year-old girl.
Those people should seriously be arrested for,
Agreed.
For child endangerment.
Agreed.
Yeah. Negligence. I don't know. So there's got to be some kind of charge. That is unbelievable.
That was horrible.
All just sitting there watching it, enjoying
and
it.
cheering it on.
That's funny.
Oh, look, their drinks were raised. I mean, they were just celebrating. This is wonderful. Look at the dude
dressed as a woman,
like a woman,
scantily
with the
clad.
butt
That's awesome.
crack showing.
Yeah, isn't that great?
And she's crawling around.
Yeah.
Up to this little 9-year-old girl.
In a sexual way.
Pulls her up and like gives her a little hug and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at all the adults just cheering on the collapse of our society.
Look at that. Oh, good gosh.
I can't take it.
No, it's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Gross.
Why? And again, why? What is the reasoning behind that? How do you even... Hey, you know what would be good is if we clear out a space in this restaurant and put a 9-year-old girl in the chair of honor.
Oh,
okay?
I like that. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
then we'll have some drag queen guy who's scantily clad dance around in a sexual way.
Okay.
And run up to her and start touching her.
Okay, I can dig it.
So,
yeah, you're thinking outside the box.
What do you think of that? Isn't that a great idea?
I mean, I was thinking a more direct route to destroying our society. But yeah, I think indoctrinating the kids into these wicked ways, I think let's do that instead.
Right?
Oh, gosh.
What else are you left with? I mean, it's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Just the indoctrination and pollution of our children.
Yeah.
There's no other reason for that other than to just normalize everything in their eyes at an age where they're way too early, way too young to assimilate all of that information.
Tell you what.
They shouldn't have to. Let them be kids.
Let's talk about happier stuff. Maybe, I don't know, a global pandemic? You know, do that? I mean, we got
actually
that.
Is happier.
Yeah, that's happier news
frankly.
than indoctrinating our kids and normalization of ridiculous behaviors.
Yeah, we get some really happy news on that front, too.
Yes, we do.
Things are going really well with the coronavirus. They're going well for the coronavirus. They're not going well for humanity.
Yeah.
The CDC mistakenly released a patient from the Texas Center for Infectious Disease whose test later came back positive for COVID-19.
That was so stupid.
Oopsies. Patient was part of the group that came back from Wuhan, China, over 2 weeks ago on a State Department chartered flight. According to the CDC, the patient was asymptomatic and had met all of the CDC's criteria for release. 2 tests taken 24 hours apart had tested negative for the virus.
All right, good.
And the CDC cleared the patient. However, a later test sample came back and was determined to be weakly positive for COVID-19.
They didn't even wait for
And
the
they let him go.
third test result to come back.
Right, they let him go.
I tell you what, I'm
That's
sure it's
negligence,
fine.
too.
You guys can go.
Yeah.
You're fine, I'm sure. I mean, we'll call you if the test comes back positive. Wait, no, this is the coronavirus. Stay here until they're done with the test results.
Yeah. Governor Abbott's not real happy about that.
He's angry.
Speaking out very strongly about what happened there.
Yeah, we're up to 6 deaths now, all of them in the Seattle.
6?
Yeah, all in the Seattle area. Yep. Overnight.
So it went from 2 to 6 already?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Not good.
And how many cases? Or we must be past 88 now in the U.S.
Let me check here. In the United States of America, we are up to 105. Oof.
105 with 6 deaths.
Yeah. Let's see. Total deaths worldwide, 3,118. And total confirmed cases, 91,320. 48,000 of those have recovered. So half are totally recovered.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So 3,000 deaths out of 91,000. So, I mean, it's about a 5% death rate there.
Yeah.
That's what we're up to.
Well, 6 into 105, we're looking at about a 5%
same thing.
Mortality rate here.
Yep.
5% now. It was about 2 or 3-ish. Wow. So, I mean, it's pretty serious. Serious enough now, the NBA has sent out a memo advising players on precautions to avoid contracting coronavirus.
Oh.
No high fives.
Okay.
It's not a joke. That's no joke. That's no joke. I'm not joking.
No joking, man.
Limit physical interactions with fans.
No high fives. Limit physical interactions with fans. Okay.
And don't shake hands with each other.
Okay.
Coronavirus remains a situation with the potential to change rapidly, the memo reads. With much still unknown about the virus, other than its propensity to spread, the NBA is encouraging players to take basic precautions. Obviously, the memo suggests that instead of high-fiving fans, players instead should get in the habit of fist bumps.
Fist bumps, yeah.
That's still contact.
Well, yeah.
It also encourages players to decline handing objects such as balls and pens to people for autograph requests.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's a measure the Portland Trailblazers guard C.J. McCollum has already implemented, he says.
Oh, good.
He tweeted out, the coronavirus has officially hit Oregon, more specifically Lake Oswego. Make sure y'all washing y'all hands with soap
washing y'all hands
for 20 seconds or more and covering your mouths when you cough. I am officially taking a break from signing autographs until further notice. Sincerely, CJ.
Yeah, make sure y'all washing y'all hands.
Make sure you're all washing y'all hands.
All right.
Yes.
Y'all just need to chillax.
I mean, it's a good safety tip. There's no reason to. I mean, I think everybody can understand how contagious this thing is.
Yeah.
And so it's just a prudent measure, right? It's not rude. Just
right.
And they're not acting, in an elitist way by not shaking hands with people. We just all have to understand right now.
Play it smart.
It's just a really good idea. Good safety
It's always
tip.
a good idea to wash your hands. And I don't know if all of these cases in the United States, I don't know where all they came from, but I do know news broke overnight that in Atlanta there is a case of coronavirus that came from Italy.
Oh, man.
So it's a spreading.
Yep. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome to it. Happy New Year. I mean, it's inevitable, so why not? Right?
Yeah. All right. Oh, it's official.
If you can't beat them, join them. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We've got these tweets from Scotty Sweatman. Finally, it's the Pathead New Year. I can start writing 2020 on all my checks now. Lord Rupert Everton tweets. Long ago, in a galaxy far, far away. You know the thing. Hashtag you know the thing. We'd like that to trend. That Biden thing is awesome.
Man, he is gone.
It is this that we're referencing.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Mm-hmm.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Don't make me do it.
You know the thing. Jeffy's missing OEA tweets. The greatest thing we have to fear is, you know the thing.
You know the thing.
Happy New Year, Pat. Hashtag prayers for Jules. I pledge allegiance to the one nation under, you know the thing.
You know the thing.
Ryan Patrick. I wonder if Beto is going to play the poop or avocado game on Biden.
Oh.
Happy New Year, Pat. Yeah, thank you. Matt Davis, one nation under the whole sky where the tree once was. Chad Edwards. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they'll not be judged by, you know the thing. From Rachel H. If you're awake right now and not celebrating New Year's with Keith and Pat and Jeffy on Blaze TV, what are you doing with your life? That's a really good question. Saves 84, poor Pat. I think he's severely underestimated the power of the Pat heads to latch onto something. Anyway, Happy New Year. No, I don't think I have. I think I understand.
He gets it.
I think I get it.
He gets it, yeah.
Nick, our Father who art in heaven. You know the thing. That one's a little scary. That kind of scares me, that one. Okay. Boomer Rube, Tony Montana, Scarface, says, say hello to my little, you know the thing.
Okay.
And from Nana Pathead, I wish Pat, Keith, and Jeffy, all the Patheads, a beautiful and blessed New Year. And don't forget to exchange oranges today as a sign of good luck.
Really?
I didn't know that was the
I've
thing.
never heard of that.
Is that a thing?
Never heard of that. Yeah.
You know the thing.
Yeah, so my wife Carrie chimes in that she says that George Bush effectively had his own you know the thing moment with the fool me once. That was kind of the equivalent of the Joe Biden
That's true.
situation there.
But as much fun as they made, as much as they mocked George W. Bush, Biden is 100 times worse, 1,000 times worse than that.
Correct.
And he doesn't get the same treatment from the media.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Fool me once, shame on me. You can fool me, but you can't get fooled again.
Exactly. See, Bush just had trouble memorizing things.
Yeah.
Biden has trouble remembering things.
Plus, everybody gets a little confused at some time or another on the fool me once line. Because it's fool me once, shame on...
Agreed.
Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Well, now
right? Because I should have learned. That's why the second one is me.
Now in my head, that saying is, can't get fooled again.
Right. Or you're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you.
So miss him.
All right, let me take 60 seconds to tell you about Car Shield. Cars today, they're computers on wheels, essentially. Electronically controlled transmissions, touch screen displays, dozens of sensors. All this tech is expensive to fix if and when it breaks. Really, when it breaks, eventually something's going to go really wrong with it, which is why I have Car Shield. It is so awesome because I have a car that you drive past a shop, a garage, and it's $500. Nothing could break on that thing without it being really expensive. Well, Car Shield has affordable protection plans that can save you thousands of dollars for a covered repair, including computers and GPS systems and electronics and all kinds of things. They've helped over 1 million customers. You can drive with the knowledge that if anything goes wrong, you're going to be protected because you have Car Shield. So whether you have 5,000 miles or 150,000 miles on your vehicle, something is eventually going to go wrong. Otherwise, you'd never have to buy another car again. And they know, manufacturers know that. And so I'm not saying that they, sort of price that in the build to make it go wrong. I'm just saying it's a really good idea to have Car Shield. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So don't wait until your check engine light comes on. It's too late by then. Get covered by Car Shield today. Call 800-CAR-6000. 800-CAR-6000 and mention code PAT or visit carshield.com and use the promo code PAT to save 10%. Carshield.com, code PAT. A deductible may apply.
is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, in China, they're doing something kind of interesting. We got a little video about how they're trying to, stop the spread of the coronavirus. They're trying not to shake hands in Wuhan and throughout China because it's just a good safety tip right now.
Yeah. So in addition to stop eating animals,
yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, maybe we cut down on our bat meals. What do you think? Less bat in our diet.
I thought Thursday night was bat night at my family there.
Well,
dinner table.
Yeah, but maybe it shouldn't be for a while, for just a little while.
I mean, if you want to break tradition there, xenophobe, I got it. Okay, whatever.
So here's what they're doing instead. This is kind of interesting.
Oh, hiya.
Whoa,
psych.
Oh, they tap toes together.
Okay.
Instead of shaking hands, they clank with their shoes on.
I got to put some shoes on. I thought it was socks. I just saw.
And they all have masks on because I believe in China it's illegal not to.
And so they're just kind of tapping their feet.
Yep.
So former Idaho Senator Larry Craig moving to China apparently.
With that wide stance or whatever he has when he's on the toilet.
Tapping, yeah.
Those were good times, too.
Yeah.
Those were fun
times.
The
Minneapolis airport will never be the same.
Yeah, that's no kidding. Also, the iconic Houston Be Someone graffiti.
Oh.
If you've ever been to Houston, and, some people may not have had that pleasure. Keith didn't consider it such a pleasure when he lived there. I absolutely love my time in Houston.
Well, I'll say when a story starts off that the graffiti in your town
is iconic.
Boy, that is a Chamber of Commerce line right there. But continue, please.
Right? There's an overpass, and it says "Be Someone," and it's on I-45.
Okay.
Heading into Houston.
And they've changed it,
They changed it to wash your hands.
Yes, now I love Houston. Oh, yes, wash your hands.
The message came one day after the coronavirus death was confirmed in Washington state. With rising fears in the U.S., Houston Health Department said Sunday there are no confirmed cases of the virus in the Houston area, but still, somebody took the opportunity and the initiative to change the Be Someone graffiti to wash your hands.
Now, wait a minute. Can you put that back up, Rob, please?
That's great.
That image? Because look at that. You can't stop traffic to do graffiti. Somebody had to paint upside down.
Right?
Am I the prime suspect here? Since I write upside down? Because you have to...
Unless they sort of repelled.
I don't know. Do you have a friend holding you by the feet while you...
You'd have to. You'd have to be roped in.
You've got to trust whoever's holding you while you put that graffiti up there. Ooh.
Jeez.
See, I got a little crazy with the D on hand. See that?
Keith did it.
Keith did it. Thank you, Rob. Look at that, man.
That's really something.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyhow.
I'm not doing that. Tell you
that.
Either. I don't care how important it is to wash your hands. I'm not hanging over that freeway to write graffiti on it. No, thank you. 888-900-3393. The world just keeps getting weirder and weirder every minute of every day.
Yeah.
There was a middle school at Valentine's Day in Utah that required the kids to dance with anyone who asked them. A person's right to choose, a woman's right to choose, a girl's right to choose doesn't include with whom they dance? Seriously? For weeks, 11-year-old Aslan Hobson buzzed with excitement for the Valentine's Day dance at her Utah middle school. 2 previous dances at the Laketown, Utah school had been really fun, and this time she had a crush on a boy at school she hoped to dance with. On the morning of the big event, she layered her red and pink floral sundress over a long-sleeve T-shirt and leggings.
Okay.
Carefully arranged her hair.
All right.
Yeah. So you see the care that she's taking.
This is a big deal. This is a big deal.
Excited about
Valentine's Day dance at middle school.
But Aslan's enthusiasm waned when a different boy, who made her feel uncomfortable, asked her to share a slow dance with him. She was so excited in the morning when she left, said her mom. I asked if she got to dance with the boy she liked, and she did, and she was happy. But in the same breath,
she
was exasperated because she had to dance with the boy she hates.
Had to.
Aslan tried to politely decline the invitation, but the school's principal rushed over.
Oh, no, you didn't.
And told her saying no was against school rules.
Oh, no.
Wow. After Hobson recently posted about her daughter's experience on Facebook, a passionate discussion about the tension between honoring kids' autonomy and encouraging kindness unfolded.
Okay, all right, whatever.
Is there anybody in the world that thinks a girl should have to dance with anybody who asks? When did that begin? That's never been a thing. We all survived it.
Wow. Are you talking about girls? I'm talking about girls.
Yeah.
Have
girls, they've lost all their rights now.
Kicked aside. Whether it's the story we had earlier with the gender-neutral bathroom at a school, whether you're forced to dance with someone here, whether it's competition with sports and transgenders taking over the girls' sports.
Right. So you're saying that's all good?
My goodness.
Yes.
To be a girl these days.
I know. A little confusing, perhaps. Her mom said girls have to learn they have the right to say no, and that those around them have to respect that. Yes, that's right. I'm not going to quietly stand by while my daughter and all of her classmates are being wrapped up in rape culture. No way. I mean, that's a really good point, and I don't think it's too much of a stretch. You're telling them they must say yes to anybody who asks them to dance? That's really... I think it's dangerous and stupid.
It sure is. And you talk about conditioning that mindset that, no, you have to always say yes. Boy wants to dance with you, wants to get in your space.
Right.
You better say yes. What? We just...
Fast dance, slow dance, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, that's crazy.
So many words.
It's just absolutely nuts.
I want...
After all we've heard in the media about the Me Too movement.
Thank you.
After all that we've been schooled on with the woke culture, now you're telling them they must say yes to anybody who asks.
So let me get this straight. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they have the right to their bodies.
Yeah.
If they're murdering a baby.
Right.
But they don't have the right to their bodies
when they're at a dance.
At a middle school dance.
Right. Yes. I think you got it now. Yeah, good. So what's your problem? You have it. It's perfect.
Oh, I never thought I would miss 2019.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We all know that losing your hair sucks. But what doesn't is keeping your hair without leaving your couch. If you're losing your hair, you got to know Keeps. Keeps offers the generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products. The real deal, and the generic versions save you a fortune. And it's not a hassle either. You don't have to go to the doctor. You don't even have to leave your couch. You just snap a few pictures of your hair, and then a doctor will review everything and recommend the right FDA-approved hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped discreetly to your door. And does it work? Well, in 90% of cases, it stops hair loss. In 66% of men, it spurs regrowth. That is amazing that you could actually regrow hair where there's a bald spot. Fantastic. So do something about your hair loss. Go to Keeps.com, KEEPS.com/Pat. Get your first order of Keeps hair loss treatment for 50% off. Half off. Keeps.com/Pat. That's Keeps.com/Pat. Today is Super Tuesday for the Democrats, so I would imagine by this time tomorrow, or certainly by Thursday, there'll be more people dropping out of this race.
Yeah.
Already, we had Pete Buttigieg yesterday. We had Amy Klobuchar, Tom Steyer. All three, we lost them.
They are dropping like flies.
We lost them. So you got to believe, after today, Elizabeth Warren has to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, because you're down to 5 now, right? Let's see, you got Bernie, Joe Biden,
right,
Warren, Bloomberg, and Tulsi hanging on there.
It may be maybe just the 3 after today.
Yeah, it might be opening the door for a Wayne Messam to sneak in now.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you clear the field,
Messamentum
goes
bang,
right in there.
It's back. And this time, it's fine.
I mean, he's
okay.
got $5. He could spend it on something.
Remember that? I mean, that was in a whole quarter, too.
Yeah.
Just a quarter. That wasn't a whole year.
That's true. You make a fair point.
One quarter, he made $5.
Oh, Wayne.
All right. We got some tweets here at Pat Unleashed. Patrick Henry Sr. tweets, the NBA has just announced, due to the increasing danger of the coronavirus, it's now a violation to pass the ball to another teammate. And it's also a violation to rebound the ball shot from another player.
This is going to be an interesting game. There.
Yeah.
NBA, how much do you love China now, huh?
From I saw above me, it's sad in this day and age that people are still having to be told to cover their coughs, sneezes, and wash their hands. Kind of is. From Bruce Street, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and you know the thing.
Yeah, hashtag you know the thing.
You know the
Joe
thing.
Biden.
You know the thing.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
You know the thing. Come on. I don't have to tell you the thing. You know the thing.
Joseph.
It's so bad. He's in real trouble, I think. And Sanders leads in a lot of the states today. If he wins a bunch of the states, over half, it's probably pretty well over. But it'll certainly be over, I think, for Warren and for Tulsi Gabbard. Now, Bloomberg can keep going as long as he wants. He can keep wasting his money. It's just how much. I mean, if he ever, of course, when's he going to run again? He's 78 years old. This is probably his last effort. So he can stay in as long as he wants, unless he's got his eye on vice president.
Well, you think that if he does that, then he would have already backed out.
You would think so,
like these other cats that are
it's probably all or
throwing
nothing
in the title.
All or nothing. Mm-hmm. All right. In the next Mulan, this is interesting. Disney has announced that they're doing the live action Mulan,
right.
And it actually looked pretty good. Have you seen the trailer?
I don't
pretty
think so.
good.
Not that one.
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
And the buzz on it, I think, is fairly good. And of course, the movie tells of a woman who disguises herself as a man to fight in place of her father in China's Imperial Army. In the 1998 animated original, based on the Chinese legend of Hua Mulan, General Li Shang developed a bond with Mulan's male warrior alter ego Ping, because it was illegal for women to fight in the army, so she had to pose as a man, which she did. Given recent revelations in Hollywood, however, producer Jason Reed confirmed they're uncomfortable with the power dynamics in their relationship, the relationship between Mulan and Li Shang.
Oh, no.
I think particularly in the time of the Me Too movement, he says, having a commanding officer that is also the sexual love interest was very uncomfortable.
Was it?
And we didn't think it was appropriate.
Okay.
So they removed the character Li Shang. Because after it's revealed that Mulan is actually a woman,
okay,
then she and her commanding officer have dinner together, and that was just a whole. Well, it says we split Li Shang into two characters for the remake. One became Commander Tung, who serves as her surrogate father and mentor in the course of the movie. The other is Hung Wei, who is Mulan's equal in the squad.
So now we have Commander Tung and Hung Wei.
Yes, and there's no power dynamic
no
problem.
Power dynamics
there's
there.
No power dynamic. Power dynamic. I can't take it. Except I have to, because it's just going to keep getting worse. We're going to hear more and more and more about this. Did you see you know who Timothy Hutton is, the actor?
Yes.
He's been in some big movies.
Is he in Clue, right? He's in Clue?
I think he is.
Yeah. He's the butler in Clue, if I'm thinking correctly.
And he's also he was in the show, the Fox show, Almost Family. Have you ever heard of that? I've never watched it, but it was on Fox until recently when he was accused of rape and they ended it immediately. They canceled his show right after he was accused of rape in 1983.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't know Timothy Hutton.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, shoot. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just Googling here. And when was he accused?
He was just accused over the weekend.
For what year?
1983. 37 years ago.
I mean, a lot has happened since then.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it really has. Now, that wouldn't excuse a rape, even if it was 37 years ago. But hello? Really? You've waited 37 years? Executive producer Jason Katims and Annie Weisman It's produced by those two, and it followed Julia Betchley Snow, who finds out her father, Leon, who is played by Timothy Hutton, prize-winning fertility doctor, used his own genetic material to conceive upwards of dozens of children. So that's the basis of the movie, or the TV show. But it was canceled just hours after BuzzFeed published a story in which 50-year-old Canadian model and actress Sarah Johnston accused Hutton of raping her in a Vancouver hotel room in 1983 when she was 14 years old. Through a lawyer, Hutton told BuzzFeed News he completely and unequivocally denies the accusation and said the account was patently false and designed only to extort money from him. Despite all that, despite not having any evidence or proof or anything of any of this, they canceled his show just like that.
Oh, come on.
I mean, the guy has no chance to defend himself at all, face his accuser, do anything, and you just cancel his show out of hand? Anybody can be accused of rape. That doesn't mean they did it.
Man.
That is unbelievable. Just the knee-jerk reaction to this stuff is really frightening. So I guess it wasn't that big of a show anyway. It had a 0.7 rating, and in the 18 to 49 demographic, it had 2.5 million total viewers, which isn't very big. So maybe they're just looking for an excuse to cancel it, and this gave them the excuse. But Hutton is adamant that he never did this, and he says that she's just been trying to extort money from him for years now. She's tried to get him to pay millions, and she'd be quiet about it. Otherwise, if he didn't pay her, he says, millions of dollars, then she was going to falsely claim that he raped her, which she has now done. And I don't know for a fact that it's falsely, but that's what he says. But you can't even, I mean, you just don't have a chance anymore.
No, you do not.
You don't have a chance.
I recall my former high school, some guys got kicked off the football team for destroying mailboxes in a neighborhood. And one of the kids insisted, I know this is not on the equivalent of rape, but I'm just trying to make the point that have a chance to defend yourself. The one kid said, no, as soon as I knew what they were doing, I took off of there. And anyway, that kid was too bad. He lost his season. We know and he was proven innocent later, by the way. We know the Duke lacrosse case. I mean, can we not, are we not a country where innocent until proven, well, you know the thing.
Yeah, you know. It does help sometimes, doesn't it? When you just get frustrated. You know the thing. I mean, I've said this a million times. You know the thing.
Hashtag,
you know the thing.
Hashtag, you know the thing. Let's make it trend today and tag Joe Biden when you do it.
And the thing right now is you're not innocent until proven guilty. You're just not. You're guilty until...
you're guilty forever. It doesn't matter.
You're just guilty. Don't worry about it.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets at Pat Unleashed from Just Too Muck and Fudge. Epstein didn't, you know the thing.
Awesome.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
You know the thing. Dresh Dog tweets, feeling lucky, punk? Go ahead. You know the thing. From Coconut Kale, if the Chinese quit eating bats, what else are they going to eat? Kale?
Oh, no.
Obviously, they'll starve to death.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Alyssa tweets, my 4-year-old daughter recently got in trouble in school for hitting a little boy who kept pulling her hair after she asked him not to. Not even mad. Yeah, I wouldn't be either. Libertarian Ninja. So public schools are now promoting rape culture and teaching young girls that they can't say no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
What it sounds like.
It's wonderful. In Utah.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. From Jeffy. Our Jeffy. Dear Pat, Happy New Year. I didn't think it would ever arrive. May this year bring you the you know the thing. The thing. Happy 18. Jeffy will be joining us on tomorrow's show, obviously.
Yay.
Chewing the Fat, 6:30. Speaking of Happy New Year, Natalie Shira's New Year song. She's done a little New Year song for us, I guess, to the tune of Happy Days.
Okay, let's see what we got.
So let's see what she's
celebrate this occasion.
The greeting was silenced. The mighty Pat Gray cut it down.
I thought there was
So you'd hoped. Happy New Year, Mr. Gray, you asked and Pat shall obey. It's March 3rd, and so we're here to say
It's good.
Happy New Year, Mr. Gray.
Happy New Year, Mr. Gray.
Thank you.
New Year,
Oh, that's
Mr.
great.
Gray. Even when you wish they'd go away, people will still ask about your day.
People will still ask about your day.
Happy New Year, Mr. Gray.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, wow.
oh, look at
Pretty
that nice
talented.
touch at the end here. Look at that.
Happy New Year, Mr. Gray.
Nice.
That's true.
All right. Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank
Happy
you, Natalie.
New Year.
She's pretty talented.
Yeah.
888-933-93 on this New Year's Day, March 3rd.
I love it.
Let's go to Nick in Illinois. Nick, or I'm sorry, is this Joe? Is this Joe Biden?
Yes, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
First of all, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Same
to you.
I'd like to quote Teddy Roosevelt, if I could.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Roosevelt said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." I assure you, I have a big, thing.
I see what you did there.
See what you did?
Actually,
yeah.
I think probably the Joe Biden does believe today is New Year's Day.
Thanks, Nick. He might. He absolutely might. I mean,
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
yeah. Mhm.
All men and women created by
There-
go. You know the thing.
You know the thing. Nick Sandmann, okay, who just got a settlement from CNN that was undisclosed. We don't know how much it was, but my guess is in the millions. He just sued them for defamation, and they settled with him out, but he won. I mean, he wins.
Against CNN.
He is now also suing several other media outlets, including New York Times, CBS, ABC, Gannett, and Rolling Stone. Good for him. Isn't this great that he didn't just sit by and take this. He's making them pay for it. Maybe they'll learn some important, really valuable lessons after this, that you don't jump all over people like this for no reason other than your own political agenda. Maybe you might want to hold off a little bit. I mean, the kid was 17 years old at the time, and they couldn't have cared less. They really couldn't. So far, he had lawsuits already against CNN, which settled. Washington Post, NBC Universal, all for publishing falsehoods about him in stories related to the March for Life last year, where that Native American guy came up and was beating the drum in his face and just staring at him. And Nick did nothing. He didn't do anything except stood there and just looked at the guy. Smiled at the guy. He didn't do anything disrespectful. There was no, and they just tore him limb from limb. So they deserve to get crushed financially, frankly. They deserve for Nick Sandmann to own their respective companies.
Yep.
It would serve them right, because there was no excuse for any of it. CNN contributor and USA Today columnist Kirsten Powers also invoked her Catholic faith recently in an apologetic Twitter thread where she said her tweets directed toward Covington Catholic high school boys, including Nick Sandmann, whom she accused of, quote, disrespecting an indigenous elder, were lacking in grace. Lacking in grace? They were lacking in fact as well. You were completely wrong about it. He was not disrespecting him at all. She says, I've spent the last few weeks in a mostly Twitter-free zone to spend some time reflecting on what role I may have played in what indisputably has become a dangerously toxic culture. I'm not proud of what I found.
Yeah, she might have typed that while she was thinking.
I'm going to get sued here.
I don't want to be a part of this lawsuit. Please don't let me be a part of this lawsuit.
That's exactly what happened. Oh, she's been reflective. Yeah, because you think you're about to be sued by Nick Sandmann, and you're probably right. Amid the furor over it, she wrote in a now deleted January 22nd tweet, I agree that watching all the videos, which I did, does not change the fundamental problem. The boys disrespecting an indigenous leader. Well, they did not disrespect him in any way. I can't believe she's trying to stick to that. That's unbelievable.
Wait, you said she deleted that?
Yes.
Right, okay.
The people harassing me to change my mind cannot convince me I didn't see what I saw.
What did you see? You saw a kid standing there.
Learn to respect difference of opinion. In a separate thread, also now deleted, Powers called BS on the idea that the Covington students just burst into cheers randomly. Every day I get up and say no more Twitter and somehow end up back here. I always regret it. Deleting the app now. As it turns out, an independent investigation paid for by the Covington Diocese determined the high schoolers weren't guilty of any wrongdoing. Well, yeah, obviously. On Monday, Powers emerged from her self-imposed Twitter exile and said her tweets calling out the Covington boys didn't align with her faith. Or logic, for that matter, if you ask me. This will please nobody because I still believe the teenagers were disrespect. She's sticking to it. How can you say that? I still believe the teenagers were disrespectful? What a moron. But my tweets were lacking in grace. As a Catholic, I felt duty-bound to speak up and hold them accountable, but that really isn't my job. I also don't believe these teenagers should be tarnished forever for what amounts to one really bad day. They didn't have a bad day. They didn't do anything wrong. Not a thing. I know that black teenage boys don't get this benefit or the doubt or grace. Oh, man. But I want more black teenage boys to get this benefit, not fewer white teenage boys.
So she said that
amazing.
That stuff she said after her self-imposed Twitter hiatus.
Yeah, just Monday.
Just Monday? Nah.
Yeah, that's what this says.
I don't know. Okay. I think she said this shortly after this thing was in the news.
It's crazy. I don't know. Well, it just came up this week. So
okay. Well, either way,
I think the apology is recent, and she's trying to stay out of the lawsuits. Yeah, absolutely. But for her to continue to claim that those boys were disrespectful to him, that's just unbelievable. That's just crazy. 888-900-3393. This is going to just hit you where you live.
What happened?
According to Bloomberg Business Week, abortion clinics are getting nickel and dimed out of business. Oh. No.
I know.
How can you laugh at that?
Right?
These are people who take the lives of babies. And you laugh?
And they can't afford to stay in business.
You can't afford to continue to kill babies? Oh, man. From legal battles to securing vendors to getting the walls painted, every budget line is a struggle. Oh, no. Don't say that.
Save this.
Oh, yeah. Amy Hagstrom Miller, owner of the Whole Woman's Health in Austin, has faced many existential threats to her business. When Texas passed a law in 2013 requiring abortion providers to have admitting privileges at a nearby hospital, she was forced to close the clinic. Oh, no.
Aww.
Don't say that.
This is a sad story.
Isn't it sad? She fought the measure all the way to the Supreme Court, and in 2016, she prevailed by a 5-3. That's what's sad. By a 5-3 decision, the court ruled in Whole Woman's Health versus Hellerstedt that the law wasn't medically justified. You got to be kidding me.
What year was that?
2016, 4 years ago. There's an iconic photo of Hagstrom Miller descending the Supreme Court steps afterward, fist raised, smile radiant. 9 months later, she reopened her clinic and was able to kill babies again, Keith.
Oh, goody. Oh, well,
so,
that's good.
Yeah, does that hearten you a little bit?
Happy ending.
Well, it looked like a happy ending.
Oh, then what happened?
Well, a year later, the Austin clinic was back on the brink.
Oh, boo.
An anti-abortion funder offered Hagstrom...
pro-life? Thank you, Bloomberg News.
Yeah. Offered Hagstrom Miller's landlord 5 years of rent for the clinic and the offices she'd been renting next door to prevent anyone from setting up a crisis pregnancy center there. These places, which counsel women against having abortions, have proliferated in recent years. Oh, no. With more than 2,500 nationwide, and some try to operate as close to providers as possible. Good! Hagstrom Miller estimates it would have cost her $250,000 to match the group's offer, a sum she simply couldn't of Ford.
Does the U.S. taxpayer not jump in and bail you out?
Well, we'll see. The clinic is now a crisis pregnancy center called The Source. The displacement sent her on a 9-month quest for a new location. Even in a liberal city like Austin, she had to tour more than 80 places before she found an appropriate site. Again, she couldn't find an appropriate site to kill babies? Oh, man, that's got to tug at your heartstrings, doesn't it? Unless, like me, you've had them snipped. And for some clinic owners, there are legal fees for defending the constitutionality of the procedure.
But she had to tour 80 places?
80 different places.
Oh, my gosh.
Now,
that is a hardship.
Isn't that's just tragic. On March 4th, the Supreme Court refashioned by another great Bloomberg twist. On March 4th, a Supreme Court refashioned by President Trump will hear arguments in a case involving a Louisiana law similar to the one Hagstrom Miller got overturned. If the law is upheld, a wave of similar ones could follow, essentially mooting her 2016 win. Let's hope so. However, I have no confidence that the Supreme Court will do that. Do you? I mean, I don't see any proof that these guys are conservative enough to overturn Roe v. Wade. In fact, a lot of the things they've said lead you to believe the opposite, that they're going to uphold it because of precedent. I mean, if they fall back on precedent rather than the Constitution, they're not going to do anything about abortion. They're not going to do anything about Roe v. Wade. And all of these abortion providers are scared to death about this Supreme Court doing something about it. They're not going to. I wish it was, so imperiled. I wish Roe v. Wade was about to be overturned.
And so the case that's before the court right now that could affect Roe v. Wade is what? The Louisiana law that says you have to have...
Yep, which would also affect the Texas law, potentially.
That you have to have...
Louisiana law requires doctors who perform abortions to have admitting privileges. Why? Because if anything goes wrong with the woman in the procedure, then they can get her to the hospital and get her care that she needs. Because they're not equipped to care for her at the clinic.
And the left is always talking about the life and health of the mother.
Yeah.
You should want a medical professional who has access to all of the possible health tools.
It shows they don't care about the woman at all. They don't care. They don't really care.
What they do care about is they don't want to have to drive around Austin checking out 80 different properties on the perfect one where they can kill babies. And the paint. They can't afford the paint either now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they can't paint the
on
walls.
The walls. I mean, every budget line is just a struggle.
You might have to just settle for the old peeling paint job that was there before. Oh, man, I hate to hear that.
Does anybody use wallpaper anymore? I'm just curious.
I don't think much.
Because that could save you some money, I would think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Anyway, pro-choice groups argue that the law would severely restrict access to abortion and lead to the closure of 2 of the 3 remaining abortion clinics in Louisiana. Gee, that's sad. The case, June Medical Services versus Russo, will be the first to come before the court since President Trump appointed Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh.
Here we go. About 3 or 4 months from now, we'll have a decision because I think that goes before the court tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
So we'll know soon enough. I mean, it's surprising to me kind of that they even took on the case because they usually just kick these things back to the lower courts. That's kind of a bold move that they're actually even going to hear it.
Yeah, busy week for the Supreme Court.
They're also going to hear a review of Obamacare, which has been challenged over the funding mechanism. So they've already, they ruled on Obamacare several times now, and they had a chance to kill that stupid thing a long time ago, and of course John Roberts went the other way. So we'll see if they do that again.
Yeah, so this is the first Obamacare Supreme Court case while Obama has been out of office. So we're going to learn if John Roberts is beholden to Obamacare or Obama.
Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in December that part of the law is now unconstitutional, and their decision cast a cloud over the rest. The individual mandate is unconstitutional because it can no longer be read as a tax. It could never be read as a tax. It was... Oh, man. And there's no other constitutional provision that justifies this exercise of congressional power. Wow. So a decision from the Supreme Court now isn't expected until after the election.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa.
Yeah, clear after the election, so it'll be more than a few months. Might be a year from now.
Wow. Okay.
All right, let me take 60 seconds. Tell you about Genesis 950. This stuff is awesome. If you've been thinking we've tried everything on these carpets and we can't get these pet stains out, or maybe you've had some spills or whatever that don't fully come out either, try Genesis 950 before you tear up your carpeting and replace it. That's really expensive. So before you do that, use Genesis 950 with water. Genesis 950 breaks down the bonds of the stains so they're gone for good. I mean, we've used this all over our house on our carpeting that has been, peed on by the dog, spills from grandkids, and it just plain works. It's such great stuff. 1 gallon of this industrial strength Genesis 950 can make up to 7 gallons of cleaner. Genesis 950 is not just for pet stains either. You can clean your entire house, your bathrooms, your kitchens, countertops, granite, quartz, garage floors. Oil and grease stains come out. Engines, wheels, tools, upholstery. So before you purchase new carpet, you've got to try Genesis 950. It's available on Amazon.com, but if you order a gallon direct at Genesis950.com, you'll get a free spray bottle and a discount using the offer code BLAZE. That's Genesis950.com, offer code BLAZE.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
We lost, by the way, if you hadn't heard, we lost Chris Matthews. We lost him. Can we play that again? Let's play his announcement from last night, where it's kind of weird because he started out on Hardball and he made this announcement and then he's gone.
Yeah, and be sure to check out the look on his face just as the clip starts because he is not in a happy place.
No, he's really not. Check this out.
Let me start with my headline tonight. I'm retiring. This is the last Hardball on MSNBC, and obviously, this isn't for lack of interest in politics. As you can tell, I've loved every minute of my 20 years as host of Hardball. Every morning I read the papers, and I'm gung-ho to get to work.
Papers?
Not many people have had
Pause
this
it for
privilege.
A second.
I noticed that too.
There's another problem with Chris.
That's crazy, Chris.
Chris, this is the year 2020, right? You don't have internet access?
Like, there are weeks that go by where I don't even see a newspaper.
That's true. Many weeks. In fact, years, I think, go by.
And I have to be looking down when I'm leaving the convenience store in order to see a newspaper.
I was trying to think of the last time I had a subscription to a newspaper.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a long time. I bet it's been 20 years.
Wow.
All right, let's see the rest of this.
I love working with my producers and the discussions we have over how to report the news. And I love having this connection with you, the good people who watch. I've learned who you are, bumping into you on the sidewalk or waiting at an airport and saying hello. You're like me.
Listen to this.
I hear it from your kids and grandchildren who say, my dad loves you or my grandmother loves you or my husband watched it till the end.
From your grandchildren.
After conversation with MSNBC, I decided tonight will be my last Hardball. So let me tell you why.
After a discussion with MSNBC?
The younger generations out there are ready to take the reins. We see them in politics, in the media, in fighting for their causes. They are improving the workplace. We're talking here about better standards than we grew up with, fair standards.
Really?
A lot of it has to do with how we talk to each other. Compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay. We're never okay. Not then and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry. I'm very proud of the work I've done here. Long before I went on television, I worked for years in politics. I was a newspaper columnist and author.
O'Neill.
I'm working on another book. I'll continue to write and talk about politics and cheer on my producers and crew here in Washington and New York and my MSNBC colleagues. They will continue to produce great journalism in the years ahead. And for those of you who have gotten into the habit of watching Hardball every night, I hope you're going to miss me because I'm going to miss you.
I'm really not.
But remembering Humphrey Bogart and Casablanca, we'll always have Hardball. So let's not say goodbye, but till we meet again.
Okay, till we meet again. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
On the streets when you bump into me again.
There's a lot there. Wow. After a discussion with MSNBC, in other words, they said, hey, Chris, you need to leave. And he said, okay, can I have one more? Can I say goodbye to my audience? And they gave him that because he goes to commercial break. This is at the start of the show. They come back, and it's a different guy. Chris is gone, and that's it.
Wow.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That is...
wow.
Calling it a career.
Yep. We're going to miss stuff like this.
The feeling most people get when they hear a Barack Obama speech.
Yeah.
I felt this thrill going up my leg.
Right?
He was not feeling that thrill last night.
No, he was not.
Everything he's done is clean as a whistle. He's never not only broken any law, he's never done anything wrong. He's the perfect father, the perfect husband, the
Barack
perfect
Obama.
American.
He's never even done it. Barack Obama has never even done anything wrong. He's perfect. Perfect husband, perfect father, perfect American. Wow, that's amazing. All right, so we lost him. We lost Chris Matthews. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Chris Welderboy tweets, has anyone told Judy the Happy New Year's thing? It's a joke. A little late in the show to be letting her in on it.
Oh, no, Judy.
Judy, we forgot about you for a minute. I'm sorry. And we shouldn't have because we just played your call on the 1 year anniversary yesterday.
Yeah, you know the thing.
You know the thing. Willie T, first of all, Happy New Year, Pat, and Happy Super Tuesday to you both. Love the show. Thank you, Willie.
Yeah, don't forget tonight's coverage on Blaze TV. Super Tuesday.
Yeah, everybody's going to be part of it except for me.
Yeah, well, you got to sleep.
I know. Glenn and Stu, all your favorite Blaze TV, well, except for one personality. Dave Rubin, Chad Prather, Steve Dace, John Miller, Sarah Gonzalez, Elijah Schaefer. Special guest appearances by Ben Shapiro and Bill O'Reilly. So use the promo code SUPER for $20 off. Go to The Blaze. Go to blazetv.com/super. It's good through Friday.
But see, now they've got
$20 off.
Sure, they've got a few states and stuff like that, but we've got the territory. So when the results for American Samoa roll in here, we're gonna that's about the time we go on the air. Okay, because they're about 6-7 hours behind us. We'll be sure to be the first to report American Samoa.
So, will Joe Biden still be in this thing after tonight?
Yes.
Will Elizabeth Warren still be in this thing after tonight?
Technically.
And I think Bloomberg will just keep going. He doesn't care. He's said he'll spend up to $1 billion or more. He doesn't care.
And let's not forget. Let's see how Wayne Messam does tonight.
All right, we'll keep our eye on that. Thanks.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.